or buying shoes. It's because right now I'm in a busy situation. I have to focus on my study for my master's degree, and that's why right now I don't go often shopping.
So what about shops? Are there many shops where you live?
Well, because I live in Makassar city, so of course there are many shops around the city. There's a big shop and there is a small ones as well. And the smallest one, like they just selling some like small stuffs like biscuits and like small products like basic necessities like rice and so on. But the big market, they usually like sells big products like clothes or even expensive brands, tools as well, and phones.
Okay, thank you. And now let's move on to TV channels. Okay, are there any TV channels in your country that do not have any advertisement?
Well, it's obviously clear that in my country there is no any single TV channels that has no any advertisements itself. It's because right now I think that TV channels cooperates with the advertisements. So, for example, mention like Indosiar, one of the famous TV channel in Indonesia. So it's usually cooperates with the advertisement like the product, the noodle product, in order to boost up their income, their profit. So that's why I think that every advertisement in my countries has their own backup channel.
Okay, thank you. And you know, some people do not really like watching advertisement in TV. So do you know the reason why?
Yeah, it's probably because this person really respects the quality of time. Like for some people wants to get the information as fast as possible, but unfortunately it has to be like paused because of some advertisement that they have to be forced to watch at first. So that's why sometimes they may get irritated and angry when they have to face the advertisement.
And so what are the best ways for ordinary people to advertise something they want to sell in your country?
Well, I think that ordinary people, like the one maybe who still who are in a progress of starting to promote their own products, they could they could promote this product through some internet, through the social medias as well. I think that it's quite popular in my country, and that's why they could possibly attract many people to buy their products.
Okay, thank you. And now let's move on to speaking part 2. Then I will show you the questions. So wait for a while.
Wait, sir, I will take my pen first.
Okay, okay.
Yep, I'm ready, sir.
Okay, let's now. So this the questions. I would like to ask you to describe a time when you bought something for someone. So you should say when this was, what it was you bought, who you bought it for, and say how you felt about buying it for them. Then you have 1 minute to prepare. So we start it now. Okay, sir. It is already 1 minute, so then you have a 2 minutes to talk. So do not stop before you are being interrupted. Then let's start it now. Okay.
Well, the special thing that I bought last year, it's actually the 2nd of October. It's a flower. I bought this flower as a gift for my friend because it's her birthday. And my friend is actually my classmate in university, and I actually bought it for her because she dreamed a lot the special flower that she could always remember because she liked a rose, and that's why I bought it for her. And when I already bought it, and she actually felt happy, and I felt happy too because she
Okay.
thanked me a lot and she appreciated what
Okay.
gift that I already give to her.
Okay.
And one thing that I always remember when I gave this gift to
Okay.
her is she replied to me that I would buy something in return for you. It's
Okay.
maybe a watch because I like watch, and she already stole that the tools that I actually
Okay.
like much.
Okay.
And that's why right now this is actually the boat that we are going to exchange one another, and I do hope that we will always do that in the future, not only the previous moment but also in the future. And if I had any chance as well, maybe I would change the gift that I want to buy for her next birthday.
Okay.
It's because I see that, yeah, a girl would like to have a different feeling as well when we buy her a different tools, or
Okay.
when we buy for her a different, a property. And that's why I would.
Okay. Thank you very much, Sergio. So now let's move on to speaking three here. So let's
Okay.
start it now. Let's talk about money. Okay.
Yeah.
So do you think that we will stop using paper money in the future?
Yeah, it's maybe probably true because right now I see one of the currency that's going to possibly occur is a Bitcoin. That's actually the currency that some European countries like UK already use right now, and I think that it's quite effective to use. It's because people uh, doesn't have to worry to
Okay.
bring a lot of cash in their wallet, because sometimes when we bring this cash around the street, we might feel afraid of people want to rob us or want to become a theft, and it's quite possibly dangerous for us. And that's why I think for the security,
Okay.
people will be more concerned on the how the currency is going to be more developed.
Okay. Thank you. So how do companies encourage the consumer to spend their money more and more?
Sorry, sir.
So I mean, how?
I cannot hear your voice, sir. It's maybe because of the network. Hello, sir. I cannot still hear your voice. That network, maybe. I still couldn't hear your voice.
Hello, Mr. Wooden, can you hear
Oh
me?
yeah, already here.
So my
Yep.
Yes, we go. My question is, So how the consumer encourage, how the companies encourage the consumer to spend their more money?
Well, it's obviously pretty easy for some companies to encourage more and more consumer. So the way that these companies would like to encourage them is through, advertising more and more, making their stuffs looks much more interesting, and that's why consumer would like to buy it. And I think that right now, yeah, companies has a lot of platforms to advertise their stuffs in order to attract more consumer to come. So, for example, social media or even through internet, and it's easy for them to do so.
Okay, thank you. And so what do you think shops need to do to create a positive shopping experience for the buyers?
Well, I think the most important thing for the shops to create the experience for the buyers is that the attitude of the clerk, of the shopkeeper. So the buyer would like to remember that you have to that this shop is so friendly. The people there are so helpful to find to find the stuff that we need, and that's why this is actually the thing that makes it memorable between the customer and the buyer. And I also think that if the clerk is quite rude and quite just ignorant to their buyer, yeah, it's probably give a bad negative impact for the shopkeeper itself, because yeah, some people would like to buy their stuff because they find it the clerk it's so friendly, so kind, and so helpful.
Okay, so the last question here. And what factors do you think affect the clothes we choose to wear?
Yeah, it's maybe the size and the brand as well. I think that the size plays an important crucial elements on how people would like to buy the clothes, or even some shoes. If they fit on that size, then they will of course buy it. And the other thing, it's because of the brand. Sometimes people really concerned on the on the tools that they buy. It's maybe because of the prestige. They feel so proud when they buy expensive stuffs. And yeah, that's maybe the factors that influence people would like to buy the tools.
Okay, thank you. So is it possible to look good without spending lots of money on clothes?
um, yeah, it's depend on the situation. Maybe for some people, it's for some people like the poor one, the middle income class people do not have to really consider to buy expensive stuffs. Maybe they just consider the function of that stuffs, as long as it's durable and it can last like a year or 2 years. It's fine for them. But maybe for the rich, because they are still concerned with their status, that's why they want to consider that expensive stuffs it's really suit for them. And that's the concern that both people are uh, actually have right now.
Okay, thank you very much. This is the end of the speaking test. Thank you. So I will
Thank
give
you, sir.
soon. So see you on Monday, 20 April. Right?
20 April.
Yeah,
Oh
28.
yeah, okay, sir.
Thank
Sure,
you.
sir.
So stay safe and healthy there. Thank you. Assalamualaikum.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.